Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Wow, this is a fantastic crowd. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm Lucy Birmingham, the president of the Foreign Correspondents Club of Japan. We are very, very pleased to have as our guest today the well-known scholar turned politician, Mr. Yoichi Masuzoe. Masuzoe spoke here in January as a candidate for the Tokyo gubernatorial race. He spoke again in March as Tokyo's newly elected governor. We're thrilled to have him back for a third time this year to talk about his first 100 days in office.
Yes.
He's done an awful lot. He's been very, very busy. On the domestic front, the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and Paralympic Games are looming large. On the international front, he's been working very hard toward improving bilateral relations with China and South Korea. Today, he'll share with us also his administration's new policies and initiatives for the Tokyo Global Financial Center and Energy Policy. So please give a warm welcome to Yoichi Masuzoe.
ありがとうございます。Thank you very much, Lucy. And I'm very happy to be here the third time, right? Yeah. So I'll start now, all in English. 5 months have passed since I took office in February, and the new administration of the metropolitan government is now off to a real start. From April, I started visiting various places in Tokyo. This allows me to directly confirm what is occurring on the ground, including matters that I might not notice from inside the office. It is certainly true that seeing is believing. These visits remind me of the diverse nature of Tokyo, the broad range of responsibilities that Tokyo metropolitan government has, and the difficulty of the issues that we have to face. I now shift the Tokyo government into high gear and implement policies quickly and aggressively to open the doors to a brighter future for the people of Tokyo and across Japan. First, I wish to turn Tokyo into a city full of vibrancy. With 6 years to go before the Tokyo 2020 Games, projects are underway to transform the city. Toranamon Hills, as you know very well, one of Tokyo's new landmarks, opened last month. Ring Road number 2, Kanjo Nigosen, passes beneath the building. This is a typical deregulation policy. Before it was impossible, just have the building over the road. Beneath the road, you have Toranamon Hills. This road connects the city center with the future Olympic venues in the waterfront area. We could perhaps please call this road Olympic or Paralympic Road. Now the small portion of this is Shintora Dori. Shinbashi and Toranamon Shintora Dori. Maybe Hanshin Tigers will be very happy this name, but I'm Giants fan. So anyway, Shintora Dori Avenue is a section of the ring road linking the Shinbashi and the Toranamon, as I said. Here we are implementing the first stage of Tokyo Champs-Élysées projects, which aims to transform Tokyo's streets into pleasant and enjoyable spaces. An outdoor cafe just opened here. So I lived so long years, many years when I was very young in Paris. Champs-Élysées, it's marvelous, you know. I also visit the business districts of Marunouchi, Otemachi, and Nihonbashi. Many clues for developing policies can be found on the ground. For example, Marunouchi and Nihonbashi, Muromachi district would become even more attractive if there is a Nakadori in Marunouchi area, in the Nihonbashi area. Nakadori Avenue will become, I'd like to make these avenues vehicle-free. 365 out of 365 days and 24 hours out of 24 hours, pedestrian, only the pedestrian. So I'll move this kind of direction. New direction to be demotorization of center of Tokyo. Before motorization, the modernization of the city. Now, the vector is reverse. This is my direction. We will also see the major changes in the area around the Shinagawa Station. The station is becoming increasingly convenient. There is also scheduled to be a starting point for the Maghreb Chuo Shinkansen line, so-called linear motor car. As it is also close to Haneda Airport, this area will be developed into a hub for global interaction to drive Japan's growth. As you know, the JR Higashi Nippon will make direct lines from Tokyo Station to Haneda. It will be not before 2020. It takes more time, but it will be very, very convenient. And you can go directly from Tokyo Station to Haneda Airport in half an hour or 20 minutes anyway. Now, along with this urban renewal project, we will transform Tokyo into a global business center that attracts human resources, capital, and information from around the world. Among many elements of a global business center, finance is the lifeblood of the economy. We must raise Tokyo's presence as a financial market, like the city in London. We just launched a task force in May to identify problems surrounding the financial business. This group collected opinions from the financial industry, including from the banks and the securities, and presented a report this month. To realize Tokyo Global Financial Center, please remind this name, Tokyo Global Finance Center, we will engage in measures such as hosting and attracting international financial conferences and expanding opportunities for PPP projects using metropolitan-owned land. We will also establish a promotion council made up of the national government, the private sector, and the Tokyo government to steadily promote these initiatives. The Tokyo government will quickly do what it can and will urge the national government and others to do what needs to be done. I wish to turn Tokyo into a financial center that aligns with Wall Street in New York and your city in London. I think Tokyo metropolitan government can do that before the national government, because we have no sectionalism like in Kasumigaseki. Under my leadership, we can do very quickly everything to realize Tokyo Global Financial Center. We also must provide detailed job support. The power of women is essential for the Japanese economy. In this country, however, many women hesitate to return to work after leaving their jobs to have and raise children. Last Saturday, the Tokyo Job Center opened a desk to support women who wish to restart their career through skill development and job placement based on past experiences. We will work to maximize the potential of women who want to participate more in society while balancing family and work. We will provide support that is carefully tailored to each job seeker, including vocational training and placement services especially designed for the different age groups of young, middle, and aged, or late middle-aged. Now, Tokyo's functionality also needs to be enhanced to support vibrant urban activities. The section between Takao-san and Sagamihara Aikawa interchanges on the Ken-Odo, one of the three artillery loop roads of the Tokyo megalopolis, opened on June 28, directly linking the Kanetsu, Chuo, and Tomei Expressway at points outside the central Tokyo. Moreover, the Shinagawa Line section of the Tokyo Metropolitan Express Central Circular Route will open by the end of the fiscal year. Tokyo's greatest weakness is the transportation system. You just imagine the map of Tokyo and surrounding prefectures. when you come from Osaka, Nagoya, Shizuoka to Tokyo, if you want to go to Chiba or Tofuku area, now you will pass through Tokyo, center of Tokyo. It is a reason why there are such a heavy traffic jam. 60% of cars coming into center of Tokyo do not need to come getting into center. So we have three kind of loop. One is Chuo, second is Gaikan, the biggest is Ken-Odo. So now we have the Ken-Odo. You come from Shizuoka, Nagoya, Shizuoka, Atsugi, and in spite of coming into center of Tokyo, you go up to in the direction of north, and you link with Chuo Expressway. And in the coming years, before 2020, we will have 3 loop roads completed. Then, even if you go to Narita Airport, in spite of passing through the center of Tokyo, from Atsugi, you go over like that to Narita. The problem is the price that you have to pay, toll tax, toll gate. So this is a political price. I would ask the government to fix the political, the rate, in order that you can use very easily. Even if it's 100 kilometer, you can go, very, very quickly. So that will, reduce the traffic jam in center of Tokyo. Anyway, we recently held the first meeting of the panel to comprehensive traffic policy. In coordination with urban renewal efforts, we will take measures to lower the barriers between different transportation systems, such as railways, bus, taxis, and bicycles. Through such efforts, we will achieve seamless services and change Tokyo's transportation into a user-centered system. Tokyo must also take a serious look at its energy policy as an area that consumes vast amounts of electricity. We must endeavor to be more energy efficient and reduce energy consumption. And we must also conceive wise and practical ways to balance the 3 E's. I always say 3 E's. What's 3 E's? Economy, number 1. Energy, number 2. Environment, number 3. Economy, energy, environment. These 3 is key factors, how to balance these 3 E's. As a step toward realizing my pledge of raising the ratio of renewable energy from 6 to 26 current rate to 20% of total consumption last month, I listened to the opinions of academic experts, corporations, and others at a meeting of a newly established examination committee. I know 20% is a very high target. With the advice of experts, I hope to develop specific policies to expand the use of renewable energy. Hydrogen energy is attracting attention as a decisive factor in the shift to a low-carbon society. Fuel cell vehicles, FCV, fuel cell vehicles powered by hydrogen and really quiet. I really drive myself this car and extremely comfortable. They do not emit carbon dioxide and also present large benefits for Japan, a country poor in natural resources. In the event of disaster, FCV can also provide emergency power. If you have a bus, this bus with this hydrogen energy, this only one bus can provide with one school, like that. And your car can provide with electricity that your house needs. So this is very good as the preparation for the disaster like the earthquake. However, the issues also exist, such as the car's high cost and the restriction on building fueling stations. Very recently, Toyota released FCV at a cost of 7 million yen. This is really political price and decision by the head of the Toyota. but it costs, I don't know, 5 times or 6 times in reality. And also the problem is, as I said, the fueling stations. And there is many kind of regulations. I'd like to deregulate. I'd ask the government to deregulate. For example, in order to have the hydrogen fuel stations, you need to have 8 meters, wide between the road to your station. But land price is so high here in Tokyo. Who can pay this money? So the deregulation is another kind of very important measures of policy. In May, I established a strategy council made up of members representing manufacturers and energy industries to study this problem. I hope to promote broader use of hydrogen energy and make Tokyo the model of hydrogen society. Now about Olympic and Paralympic Games. In preparation for the 2020 Games this month, members of the IOC, led by Vice President John Coates, paid another visit to Japan. During their visit, we served them delicious cuisine made with our local produced food, Tokyo food. I will use this signature ingredient as one of our strong point to promote Tokyo's appeal as a host city. We have the mountain, we have the ocean, and the island, fish, and beef, anything that we can have. Leading up to 2020, the number of foreign visitors to Tokyo will increase, of course. We need to create an environment where visitors can easily access information to fully experience the charms of Tokyo. We will work to further strengthen Wi-Fi networks. Now, it's very hard and not so free. And other information and communication infrastructure. I just returned back from Seoul. In Seoul, these kind of measures, Wi-Fi, are so developed, much more developed than Tokyo. So I'd like to study more about the experience of South Korea. Furthermore, to make the 2020 Games a success as a festival of culture as well, a committee of Tokyo Arts and Cultural Council has been established to study the formulation of cultural program. I hope to have their proposal reflected in the basic plan for the Games that the organization committee will submit next year. One of the success of London Games is London have the same kind of London Arts and Cultural Council, and we could see many kind of arts in the street of London. So I'd like to do the same kind of thing. Recovery from 2011 earthquake is fundamental for the success of the Games. This year as well, runners will embark on a 1,000-kilometer relay from Aomori to Tokyo that passes through areas affected by the disaster. By running through areas that convey the current state of recovery, the memory of the disaster will live on, and entire country can deepen ties with the affected region. Now, about the very sensitive topics of reconsideration of current venue. In formulating the basic plan for the Games, I reconsidered the current venue plan from my own position as governor to obtain the understanding of our citizens for its realization. A bid plan included the building of 10 new venues, but I need to ascertain the practical relevance of the plans, such as what kind of legacy these venues can leave and how they will broadly affect the lives of our citizens. We must also address concerns about surging construction costs, such as higher construction materials and labor costs. We will conduct a review immediately from such perspectives and then appropriately and promptly revise what needs to be revised so that our preparations for the Games are not hindered. In 6 years, but as a matter of fact, in 5 years, we have to be all these venues accomplished. Under the concept of safe and sure delivery of an athlete first Games, Tokyo won the honor of hosting 2020 Games in a highly competitive race. During this re-examination plans with the organizing committee, we will hold sincere discussions with the IOC and sports federations. We are determined to realize the principles presented during the bidding stage and bring about the greatest games ever. Now about disaster preparedness. The lives and assets of our citizens must be protected to realize the successful delivery of 2020 Games and the development of the capital. Disaster preparedness is just the very foundation that supports Tokyo as the world's leading city. This year, we will create a plan that outlines preparedness to be made by the government, Tokyo residents and companies, as well as measures that extend beyond Tokyo to cover the entire national capital region, Chiba, Saitama, Kanagawa, and so forth. The goal of this plan is effective implementation of the disaster response and measures through actions taken by citizens, alone and together, and the public agencies. This plan will clarify targets to achieve by 2020, the year we host the games, and specific courses of action to be taken. Furthermore, we are enhancing disaster drills for residents, choosing a specific themes for each season. We will have the 4-season drills, and increasingly the number of drills to 4 times a year. Each drill will conduct training based on a different scenario. In the spring, the theme topics will be storms and floods. The scenarios for the summer and the fall drills will involve major earthquakes. The winter drill will center around responding to the commuters stranded during a disaster. How to evacuate your state 72 hours on the spot, and then you can go back to home after 72 years. Or this kind of precise preparedness plan is now going on. The first such drill was jointly conducted with Okutama Machi last month based on the storm and flood damage scenario. I hope these drills will raise citizens' awareness of disaster preparedness and encourage them to check their stocks of emergency supplies at their homes and business. Now about the social welfare. I also want Tokyo to become the world's best city in terms of social welfare. This goal is at the core of my administration. To achieve this, I will leverage my background as a health minister, as well as my experience caring for my mother suffering from the Alzheimer's disease and raising children. Policies must always start from the ground. We will rejuvenate areas by rebuilding old homes into high rises and using the spaces generated to build children raising and senior support facilities. I want to bring young people and children back to these communities and create an environment where seniors and all generations, babies and the young women, men can interact. I also plan to build an environment where people can select from a variety of welfare services to match their unique situation. While fully mobilizing every possible policy will promote a system of welfare that suits the actual condition of a metropolis. Now, Tokyo Metropolitan Bokuto Hospital, a hospital with Tokyo designated emergency facilities, will fully open new building next month. In August, we will open this building. Equipped with hospitalization and outpatient functions, this building will be able to treat patients with infectious diseases separately from the hospital's other wards. Other efforts will be taken to elevate the hospital level of care, such as enhancing intensive care units for cerebral vascular, for example, and heart disease patients. Furthermore, disaster preparedness will be enhanced through emergency power generation facilities in the new ward, along with securing the fuel for 72 hours of operation. In order to effectively provide medical care that answers local needs, we will make every effort to build a sound medical care system that can be provide peace of mind to the citizens. And my experience as health minister will help much in that domain. Now, about the diplomacy, Beijing and Seoul. Promotion of city diplomacy is also a key policy, while remaining fully aware that diplomacy and security are the sole jurisdiction of the national government. I'd like to move forward with diplomacy that only Tokyo can implement. Tokyo's expertise and technologies in dealing with urban problems are powerful diplomatic resources. Meanwhile, there is so much that Tokyo wishes to learn from other cities, including the Olympic legacies of the cities like London, that have hosted games in the past. Building an interrelationships of teaching and learning will be the key to deeper friendship between cities and will also benefit our citizens. Furthermore, I believe that such city diplomacy will also form the foundation for private sector exchanges in fields from economy to the arts. Various positive impacts will come from the additional weight of Tokyo as Japan's capital. This is exactly the type of city diplomacy and capital diplomacy that I wish to pursue. To provide me with counsel in diplomatic affairs, a new position of special advisor to the governor on international affairs was established as of July 16th. We have fortified our organization for city diplomacy by welcoming the diplomats from foreign office. They are present here, British expat and Chinese expat, and they could work during my visit in Seoul already. Now, in terms of China, as a first stage for this type of diplomacy, I visited Beijing in April. This marks the first time in 18 years for the governor of Tokyo to visit Beijing on invitation from its mayor. I felt as if the doors to a 21st century friendship between Tokyo and Beijing had finally opened. I reached an agreement with Beijing Mayor Wang Anshun to expand cooperative relationships in areas such as environmental problems, including PM2.5, and waste, traffic congestion, and water supply and shortages. I invite the mayor of Beijing to an event that next year, event to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the Ota Kinenkan, a metropolitan dormitory for the international students from Beijing, especially from Beijing and other Asian cities. And I also encourage Beijing to return to the Asian network of major cities 21. This is a special organization called Asian Network of Major Cities 21. Beijing left this association reason why, as you know very well. I hold a high anticipation that private sector economic exchanges and exchanges between Japan and China at a local government or ours level will be revitalized through this visit. From my visit on, Chinese government has changed completely its policy, meaning they will separate economy from politics. This is clear, and they will restart local to local government relationship, private to private. We have 355 sister cities relationships between China and Japan. After my visit, before all the banned, inhibited by the Beijing government. Now it's all open. This is a tremendous change. Last week I visited Seoul. As is my visit to Beijing, this was the first time for the governor of Tokyo to visit Seoul again in 18 years on invitation from its mayor. It's really extraordinary in the sense. It has been abnormal, if I dare to say. Mayor Park won-soon, and I confirmed that we will implement close exchange and cooperation in the areas public safety, environment, welfare, public health, and the Olympics and the Paralympic sports, industry, tourism, and culture. And we signed a memorandum of understanding to this effect. In addition, I gave a presentation at Seoul National University on current and future Japan-South Korea relationships, and had a lively discussion with their students. I also met with President Park Geun-hye. I offered my condolences over the traffic loss of lives and the ferry disaster, and conveyed Prime Minister Abe's wish to improve relations between Japan and South Korea. I hope this visit will further deepen the relations between Tokyo and Seoul. On my return back to Tokyo, I just conveyed the message from the President Park to the Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Suga, and because our Prime Minister is abroad in official trips to the South America, and on his return back to Tokyo next week, I am going to meet Mr. Abe and just convey directly the message of the Lady Park. This autumn, the plenary meeting of the Asian Network of the Major City 21 will be held in Tomsk, now in Russia, Siberia. I will continue to make every effort for diplomacy with the Asian cities as well. And I'm, of course, going to go to Tomsk, South Siberia, in September. And there will be held Asian Games in Incheon in South Korea. I'm going to plan to go there with former President Mori, who is the head of the our Olympic Committee. This year marks the 20th anniversary of our friendship city relationship with Berlin. And Paris is Tokyo's current rival in our goal to the world's best city, especially culture. Museum and arts. We can learn many things from these two cities, including arts and culture, the promotion, tourism, and city planning. I'd like to hold frank discussion with heads of such world-leading cities, and also to London. I'd like to learn much about their experiences of Olympic Games. To conclude, centering on the policies present here, my public pledges that can be implemented now will be implemented, and new ideas that have emerged from the actual state of operations will be polished into feasible policies. These policies will be compiled as a long-term vision within this year. At the end of this year, I'll disclose my long-term vision, including every kind of policies from every sector. I believe that the role of political leader is to draw a vision of hopes and dreams, and to deliver a promising and persuasive message to the public. I will reveal that we picture Tokyo to be at the time of 2020 Games, and in 2024, 10 years from now. We will provide numerical targets to all extent possible, as well as timetable for the solution of problems. One of my campaign pledges was to make Tokyo the best city in the world. In order to become the world's top city, we must inform people all around the world about Tokyo's attraction as a city. As foreign correspondents, you are very important to us in sending our information about Tokyo to the world. I'd be very happy if my explanation of our key policies was of interest to you. In addition, Lucy-san, we will start up a new project based on an agreement with your FCCJ. Correspondents from abroad will be invited to stay in Tokyo for a fixed period of time. They will experience the attraction of Tokyo and send out this information through various media. This program will start from mid-September. So like that, we can, your federation in Tokyo, will invite you. I look forward to seeing them spread the word about Tokyo's charms and correct informations, correct intentions, real intentions of my policies, not the erroneous one from a kind of, I don't say anymore, but anyway. So I look forward to seeing them spread the word about Tokyo's dreams and through their fresh eyes. So younger correspondents will be welcomed and will guide everywhere so that they can see freely, they can discuss freely with the Tokyoites, Tokyo people, and write anything that they like. But on the spot, they should look at Tokyo. They should discuss with people of Tokyo. And this kind of accumulation of mutual exchange will help us to host the 2020 Games very successful. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much. Wow, you certainly have been incredibly busy. Okay, so let's open up the floor to questions. The working press gets first dibs. Did you want to stand up, or do you prefer to sit
I'd
down?
like to stand up. I'll stand up. So that
Okay.
I'm free to do.
Okay,
Yeah.
because your back is hurting a
Yes,
little bit. Okay, all right.
I have some, eggs in back, so sometimes I need to stand up and, look over you.
Okay, so questions from the press, please.
And please identify yourself.
Yes, please, your name and your... Go ahead, yes. Yes, Anthony. Oh, sorry, I didn't see. Yeah, please, Anthony, come on up.
Can you come to here,
Yeah.
please?
Anthony Rowley, Singapore Business Times. Governor, there's obviously going to be enormous pressure on the labour market in Tokyo, not only for the Olympic Games, but also for the infrastructure projects.
Yes, sure.
And there's going to be pressure on wages too. What ideas do you have to overcome this? I mean, and do those include possibly immigration or temporary immigration in order to solve what is obviously going to be a very big problem?
Yes. Thank you, Bennett, for your question. This labor shortage is one of the headache of mine, and we have a kind of system to invite the workers as trainees for the construction anything. So for example, if I remember correctly, the period was limited to, for example, 2 or 3 years. Now we can do that 5 years. So this is one of the measures. So we will invite the people who want to, come to work with us and to make money, and we welcome them. Okay. Next.
Okay. Yes, Hasegawa-san, どうぞ.
My name is Hasegawa from Radio Nikkei. Regarding on renewable energy policy, do you have any intention to operate or build hydrogen supplying infrastructure by yourself?
We are planning to make Tokyo a model case, showcase for the future hydrogen society. So we are closely working with industries who can provide with technologies and, to have hydrogen energy. There are many, many ways and measures. And we are having a big team, including academics, researchers, engineers, corporations, and also national governments. And so we will ask these industries to make big, innovations, and we'll make maximum use of them. And if it need be, in case, I'll think about subsidize if it's possible.
Okay. Any more questions from the press? Yes, please go ahead.
Nishimura with Hokkaido Shimbun newspaper. I think the transportation system in Tokyo is too complicated for the foreign visitors, and you have two kind of subway company, which are Tokyo Metro and Toei. And do you have any specific idea to integrate the two companies until Tokyo Olympic 2020?
You know, I said that we have to improve the Tokyo transportation system. I said, what I mean is, if you are a user of any kind of public transportation systems, suppose from here to go to Haneda Airport, how can you go there? Metro or any kind of railway or bus or taxi is very easy. So this kind of, the combination is not so good. So I'd like to improve that. But two metros are not such a vital problem. Now you have Passmo, Suica cards. With that, you can go everywhere. This is really good innovation. When I was young, when I go to London, living in Paris, how to ride on the bus? It's very hard. Each time I have to each cities. I lived so many cities in Europe. And each time, for example, in Switzerland, in Geneva, in Zurich, two cities they have different system of bus, paying system. So the German-speaking Swiss cannot understand my French-speaking Geneva, the system. But now, with this card, you can go everywhere. So this is not a vital problem. So another problem is, the general view of future transportation system. So the policy should be made by which kind of priorities? I have no priority to combine two railway metro systems into one. I have many other priority changes, reforms that I have to do. Okay?
Okay, go ahead. Yes, please. Yeah. I've got it.
En français? No.
Yeah, en français.
No? Ça va,
Maybe,
ça va, ça va.
maybe.
You have time, no problem.
Hi, Andy Klein, WCN-TV.com. Asian financial hubs typically have a pretty good competency of the English language.
Yes.
So is there any plan or ambition to match that with Tokyo?
Yeah, my policy is from Singapore back to Tokyo, any kind of hub, this kind of financial markets. So, for example, as far as Tokyo government is concerned, if you or if some foreign entrepreneur who cannot speak Japanese at all can make companies very easily, you can write all papers in English, no problem. And so-called one-stop service. You go to my office, I mean Tokyo government office, everything is done on that system. We are moving in that direction. So, of course, not only English, multi-language response is now we are preparing. So anyway, we will make our society, to English understood very easily. This is one of the measures that I made.
Okay, great. Okay, Joel, and then Ueno-san in the back. Yes. So Joel first, and then Ueno-san.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Every time you ask me to speak French, so I'll do a short sentence.
Okay.
Bonjour, my name is Joël Lejean from RTL France. Les Jeux Olympiques, c'est l'occasion d'avoir une visibilité francophone.
Sure.
Il va y avoir les Jeux de la francophonie à Abidjan. Est-ce que vous allez inviter des gens du Japon à Abidjan en 2017, par exemple, en Côte d'Ivoire? Okay, in English now. Olympics is an occasion for the people to remember that the French language is the language of the Olympic movement. And I wanted to ask you, what are you going to do to sustain this in the Tokyo Olympic Games? We talk about signals and things, but what else are you going to do? And for example, are you going, as Tokyo is going to be the welcoming city of the Olympic Games, where French should be there also appearing, are you planning to send people from Tokyo to the Jeux de la Francophonie, the Francophonie Games, which is to happen in 2017 in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire? Thank you.
Merci. Vous avez posé les bonnes questions, mais il faudrait que je parle en français, en anglais, oui? No, sorry, any language. First of all, I asked your embassy here in Tokyo to provide with the volunteer people who are francophone, who can speak French. And also, I will prepare Japanese volunteers who can speak French. And as you know very well, the first language of IOC is French. The second is English, and the third is the destinations, the hosting cities. So to Abidjan and any kind of cities that you will recommend, I'm ready to go if it's necessary. But of course, not only English-speaking people, but also there are vast population of Francophone and Espanol also. So I'd like to make maximum use of this occasion of 2020 Games to ask the Japanese people, not only younger people, but aged persons, to learn at least English, and if possible, French or Chinese or Korean, any languages. And I will provide, subsidize to these elder persons who have the courage to learn again English. Because when I was in the Sochi Olympic Games and the closing ceremony, inside the venues, it's okay that there are many volunteers who can speak English. But outside these venues, souvenir shops, you have to make yourself understood solely in Russian. Even 1, 2, 3, and 3 cannot be understood. So this is the experience I drew from Sochi Olympic Games. But at least you go to Asakusa, you go to any place that you like. At least 1, 2, 3 is okay, right? So in the coming years, maybe under 3. Voilà. Oui?
What do you plan? What do you plan?
Je vais donner un peu de soutien pour la communauté qui voudrait bien. Vous savez, avoir l'école pour les conversations anglaises, français, n'importe. So I'll give some subsidies to these people who really want to learn foreign languages. Okay?
Okay, thank you. So Ueno-san, and then the gentleman over here. And then, why don't you go ahead? Yeah. Yes,
Dozo.
please. So one, two, three. Yeah.
Anyway, time is running out, so the quick question and quick response, okay?
Quick question.
Hello.
Yes.
We are TV show 世界番付
Hi.
World Ranking from Nippon Television.
Hi.
I am Yukio Ueno.
Yes.
What would you like to make the Tokyo Olympic? Please answer in a word.
In one word? One word?
Please answer in a word.
In
Hi.
one word.
One word.
Is
Tokyo, #1 city of the world.
that
And
okay?
the 2020 Olympic and Paralympic Games, the best games ever.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Short and sweet. Okay, please. Yes, go ahead.
Afternoon, Andy Staples, Economist Corporate Network. You haven't mentioned anything about the special economic zone, and I wonder if you could give us some idea of where you are with those discussions. Thank you.
Yes. The make use of the national strategic special zone, and so that, for example, as I mentioned, the Toranomon Hills area, we have 3 kind of roads streets. One is the Tokyo Metropolitan roads, and there is a national road, and the other is Minato Ward roads. So we can deregulate anything that concerns our properties, but national government and Minato Ward, I have no right to intervene. So I will use this special district ideas to ask government why national government should follow us, and same kind of thing. And Tokyo financial, the center, global financial center ideas, we need to deregulate many things in order that foreign entrepreneur, bankers can work easily in Tokyo. Then I'll ask to the national government to deregulate, because this is our special district. And number of special district, now 9 districts of the 9 wards, but it will increase. So I asked to every cities, towns, communities to Tokyo, if really you want to do something, but if national government, make some obstacles to your ideas, please tell me. And I'll ask the government to change your district, special district, so in order that you can do anything that you like. So I'm close links with government, and we are moving forward in that direction. So there is no problem at all.
Okay. Yes, please, go ahead. Yes.
Elaine Lees from Reuters News Agency. In the Tokyo Olympic candidature, yes, English is my native language, candidature file, they pledged a compact Olympics within 8 kilometers. They pledged an Olympics that would be a downtown Olympics, and they pledged an Olympics, that would preserve and enhance the environment. Well, there are many different movements that seem to go against this promise by which Tokyo won the Olympics, moving venues outside of Tokyo 25, 30 kilometers away. And of course, the problem of the Olympic Stadium, the canoe in Nishikasai, this is not great for the environment. How do you reconcile this reality that is developing with the promises with which Tokyo won the Games? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very good question. You just mentioned the Kasai canoe venues. This is the direction that I said is a very good one, because this make the environment, they keep the environment as it is. So there is no problem. But when they say compact, you said the 8 kilometers. What means 8 kilometers? From the village to the venues, approximately 30 minutes is the maximum. But even if one venue, basketball, volleyball, anything, is 50 kilometers far away from the village. If you have the transportation system, we can bring the athlete 100 kilometers an hour. You can bring them in a half an hour. No problem at all. So we'll make the special lane for the Olympic lane, for example. But most important thing, madam, is compact. Not only this kind of distance, but budget, cost. Cost should be compact. This should not be forgotten. Why IOC, Mr. Bach of the chairman and Mr. Coach vice chairman did agree fully with me is they have to make, financially speaking, Olympic Games compact. If not, no city will raise hand in the coming years. It's impossible. For example, they say, of course, there are many big responsibilities for the people who beat it. Of course, I understand you say very good things to invite the people and win such a severe race. But I am a man with Mr. Mori to implement, to realize really wonderful Olympic Games. So very severely, I checked everything. Impossible. You said, for example, 1 billion, or for example, or 10 million yen, right? Or 10 million. Even if it's double or triple, it's something. 10 times more, 20 times more, 50 times more. I'm not exaggerating. Can you understand that? Can you persuade the voters, taxpayers to pay this kind of money? So my point is, I am a close, we have the close, consultation with National Federation, International Federation, IOC, and we are working together to make 2020 Games, the wonderful and sustainable. Sustainability is very, very important keywords. And maybe if you live in Tokyo, you know the Komazawa Olympic Games. That's marvelous. This is a positive legacy. And I gather in London that you just opened the new public places for the Olympic London Olympic legacy. This is the case. But if you pay such an amount of money and after the games you abolish everything, who can understand that? And time is coming out, so we not this conference, but our plan for the Olympic Games. So we are working very hard in order that we have the consensus, right? It's okay.
Did that answer your question?
Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay.
We
Maybe
have
last.
2
Yeah,
minutes
okay, yes, the last
until
one.
3 o'clock.
Last
Just
one.
one more question? Okay, please go ahead, yes.
Hello, my name is Harumi Ozawa from AFP News Agency.
Yes.
You mentioned that the kind of diplomacy only Tokyo can do, and how confident are you to play the role to mediate Prime Minister Abe and his South Korean and Chinese counterparts, and also especially with South Korea? How can you play the role of mediating, especially in light of the comfort woman issue? Thank you.
From the outset, I have no intention to play the mediator role between the two national governments, and I was not special envoy by the Prime Minister. My intention is we have to keep national interest, and I don't like to make myself some obstacles against our national governments. So I'm very careful not to, do this kind of, the harm in the sense of national interest. So before going to Beijing, before going to Seoul, I went to Prime Minister's office, and we are very friends, Mr. Abe and myself. So we frankly, discussed, and this is your intention. And he said, well, convey my message to Chinese leader, to South Korean leader. Well, I'll do that. And also, knowing that I am a very close friend of Mr. Abe, Chinese and South Korean governments say everything that they like, very severe estimation of Abe's administration. So on my return back to, Beijing, I said directly to Mr. Abe, your estimation is so low, and the Chinese government is so severely criticized you. This is a situation that you are surrounded. This I commend. My point is I'm doing city diplomacy and city-to-city talks, dialogues, people-to-people, the dialogues will help enhance the good relationships. And as far as these very touchy issues, I just spoke everything about Seoul National Universities. So my point is very shortly, especially, not only Japan, South Korea, and China, we have to separate clearly academicism from politics. This is the point. Politics should be, academicism should be interpreted politically, should not be interpreted politically. So I said to the scholars, you study, the jointly with Chinese scholars, Japanese scholars, Korean scholars, and make facts, the facts-based historical studies. Then you can say anything. But I am not a political leader. So what I'll say now is somewhat different from when I was professor of Tokyo University. So this should be very bad thing about that is about our three countries, even in Japan, even in South Korea, and especially in China. Academicism is not entirely separated from politics. This is a problem.
Okay, thank you so much. We've run out of time. Really, really appreciate you coming today. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。Thank you very much indeed.
And we have our tradition of the club to give you a one-year honorary member.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Please come again.
はい、どうも Thank you very much. また
Okay, and everyone, can you please stay seated until Masuzoe-san leaves? Please stay seated. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Please invite me again in sometimes. Yeah.
We will for sure.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed.